I'm Lowry, the Pretty POTSie. I'm coming to you today from my house because hopefully, like most of you are doing, I am social distancing. So I have been home for the last 2 weeks, and let's be honest, I've been home for the last 2 years. Having a chronic illness, having an invisible syndrome like POTS means that we miss out on a lot of things. And I've been hearing a lot of people say that now that everyone has to stay home, that everyone can understand what it's like to have a chronic illness. And I have to disagree with that. I love the fact that my husband is working from home and my kids are home and that I get to have everybody with me because I'm used to being home. I feel sick when I drive somewhere, and it's been really lovely not to have to drive anywhere the past few weeks. I feel sick when I overdo it and when I go to events, and I haven't had any events to miss out on, so I have actually felt better. I just wanted to talk a little bit today about having a chronic illness and what that means, and apply it to what's going on in our world right now with COVID-19 virus. I'm just sort of free flowing here. I don't have any set topics, but I just want to sort of spill my guts and how I've been feeling and see if some of you other POTSies can understand kind of where I'm coming from. It's been nice not to have to plan for events. When I have something to do, something important, I have to prepare a couple days in advance. I have to make sure I'm getting enough sleep and I'm loading up on electrolytes and that I'm not overdoing it the few days before the event. And then a few days after the event, I do not feel good. There haven't been any events that I've missed. There hasn't been anything that I have to prepare for or get ready for. Every day leads into the next. I'm home with the kids, doing homeschooling and preparing meals and trying to make the most out of the food that I have so that I don't have to go to the grocery store. Let's just think about that for a minute. Us that are home with chronic illnesses that aren't able to work, the people that are just now having to be home in social distance that were able to be out before, they're not missing out on anything. When I'm having a really, really bad day and I have to say no to plans, I feel awful. Not only do I feel awful because of my POTS, but I feel awful mentally because I have to say no and not attend an event, not be there for someone, or go somewhere that I had planned. Everyone that's having to stay home now because of the COVID-19 virus, they're not missing out on anything. So they're home, but everybody else is home. Before this, I was home and everyone else was out. It seemed like everyone, not really everyone, but it seemed like I was missing out on a lot of things. And right now I get to be home without the guilt. I get to be home and not having to mentally get myself ready to do something the next day. When I went grocery shopping, I would inevitably end up standing in a line for 10 minutes and spending an hour walking the aisles and standing at each product, reading the labels. That's probably an hour or more of standing. And the next day I would feel really bad because of that. So I'm not having to go to the grocery store. I'm not having to stand, and I am feeling a little bit better. Those of you who have been out and about and now are home, you can get a little understanding of how us with chronic illnesses feel, but it's not really the same because your jobs have accommodated you to work from home. I don't work currently because I can't stand and get ready and then stand and get the kids ready and still have energy to drive and not feel sick. And then once I get to work, I wasn't able to work. So now there are accommodations from employers that you can work from home. I think that is awesome, but for us that in this community that have not been able to work, we didn't get those accommodations. So it is similar, but it's also very different. I don't like what's going on right now. It's scary. But it's nice to have everyone home with me for a change. And it's nice not to have to stress. One of the most difficult parts about having POTS is that we never know how we're going to feel on a day-to-day basis. And I have this saying that you can't schedule POTS. If you have something to do that day and you wake up and your body just can't do it, you're not able to do that. And so now the calendar is blank. So if I wake up and I don't feel well, that's fine. I can relax and stay home. If I wake up and I feel great, that's also fine. I can stay home and have my family with me to enjoy a day where I'm feeling good. One of the really important things about this time for us POTSies is to stay connected. It's good for your mental health. Reach out to friends via FaceTime. Reach out to friends just on the phone. I've been talking to my best friend a lot. We'll go on walks and just chat while we're walking, and it makes us feel like we're together. So it's really, really nice. Another thing about social distancing and POTS. Technically, we are not immunocompromised unless we have a comorbidity with our POTS that in conjunction with POTS would make your immune system compromised. I just have POTS, and so technically I am not immunodeficient, but I feel tired a lot, and I don't get enough oxygen to my brain and some of my major organs. So if I were to get COVID-19, it would be more difficult for my body to fight it off. It would be more difficult for me personally to handle getting it. And so I am totally closing myself off. The most difficult part has been seeing my neighbors outside, seeing the neighbor children playing and the parents gathering. And I so badly want to connect in that way and have a chat and let my kids play with the neighbor kids. And it's really hard for my children because they are so social, quite the opposite of me. It's hard, but they have been really good at understanding the necessity to stay away, because if they were to get the virus and bring it to me, or if I were to be outside and get the virus, it could be harder for my body to fight it off. And I also fear that it would make my POTS worse in the long run. When you get a type of virus like that, it makes you dehydrated. And that's one of the things I work so hard to build up my blood volume and build up my hydration. So if you have POTS, you really should stay away from others during this time, because we don't know who else they've been around and who else those people have been around. And the virus can stay in your body for a long time before you have any symptoms. So we don't know who has it and who doesn't have it. So I'm already very OCD and a very anxious person. People who have POTS tend to be more anxious. We have an exaggerated fight or flight response, and we just tend to be more anxious people as a whole. So I'm already very anxious, and this is something that I can do that feels like I'm in control. I can stay away. And so that's what I've been doing. And again, I'm so blessed to have my family here at home with me, and there are others who are by themselves. So I encourage you to connect. It's really important in this time to stay connected. One of the places that I did go on a regular basis is the gym, and I really miss my gym classes, but it is so important when you have POTS to stay active, to keep your blood flowing, to keep your muscles strong, so that more blood can stay up in our brains and that we feel better. So I have been finding online workouts and really enjoying doing that every day. and I've been going on bike rides. Biking is one of the best things that POTSies can do. If you aren't able to get out and about, you can pedal on a recumbent bike, or you can even lay in bed and pedal that way. If you have home weights, you can do light workouts with your arms and just keep moving. That's really important during this time. It also helps keep your mood lifted and your spirits up during this time. I don't want to speak too long, but I really just wanted to come on and explain how I was feeling, and I'm sure a lot of POTSies are feeling the same way. Being isolated and having to stay away from others can be difficult. I secretly enjoy that my family is home with me, and even though they're home, it's not the same as when I was home prior and missing out on things. It's a little bit different. Anyway, I've already talked about that. So I just want to say, keep your chin up, keep your spirits high, and stay healthy, sending everyone love and hugs, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I do want to show you, I have this really cute Easter pillow that I got. You know, you can do little things around your home just to make your home more cheerful and just to kind of give you a burst of spring in your home. I have been taking care of my rose bushes outside, and there's so many things you can do just to stay happy during this time. So I wish everyone well. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my channel. I will be doing more videos and giving more information on POTS. Also, I have a Facebook page, The Pretty POTSie, and I have an Instagram at The Pretty POTSie. So I'd love it if you checked those out. Have a wonderful afternoon, and I hope everyone keeps your spirits up. Thank you for watching. I'm Lowry, The Pretty POTSie.